Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Trekyards. He is the great Commander Cockins.
He is a legendary Captain Foley.
So today we're talking about the ship that Naoda Uhura originally got assigned to in the Kelvin timeline, the USS Farragut, but the Strange New Worlds version.
Well, not just that, the ship that Kirk was on for a while, and I believe his captain got injured and took command of in a dangerous situation that got him the attention of Starfleet to become a captain himself. So it's a legendary ship in that regard. We never saw it in the old shows, but in fan films there was a series called Starship Farragut, which showed the Farragut, and they've just come back for a resurgence in their Miranda class after like 10 years. So it's been out there for a bit. And straight here's the first picture, the USS Farragut. Yeah,
as it should be. It's a Constitution class ship, part of the original Constitution class fleet. Sweet, nice, very nice.
And unchanged it appears.
Yeah,
wow,
it's better than the Enterprise.
And their first faithful design, Stuart. My God. But sadly though, this is not what we see in the episode. This, however, is not a Constitution class. Now, the audience might be saying, why would you think it would be a Constitution class? Talk to us about why. Because
it's been a Constitution class forever in beta canon and everything.
Because in canon, it's never said to be a Connie. Now, it's interesting because I, of my entire life, thought it was a Connie, not even a hesitation, because that's been what's been to me all of time and everything. I mean, there are books, instructional manuals with it, etc. Now I've been, obviously at least in Strange New Worlds visual update reboot canon, which is, obviously a sidestep because they have things that conflict with the tech of TOS, so obviously, all of the pinch of salt that comes to Strange New Worlds. Does it make sense, though, for him to be on a Connie originally? Because if he, there was only 12 Connies, and Kirk to take command and show his stuff, it's not so much of a promotion if he's already on a Connie to then get command of a Connie. So by having it not be a Connie, it's then a testament of he really got upgraded. So even though I always assumed it actually is kind of more elegant that it isn't. It's just a ship of the fleet. It's a who cares ship. No offense for him then to get this massive promotion.
Yeah, no, I'd buy that. Sure, could be that the Farragut was a science vessel or something a little bit different, and that's cool.
And now we know the Enterprise is now a flagship in pre-TOS. Again, another Strange New World weird retcon thing. But yeah, here's the bottom view. Here's the clearest view we got of it. There's not that many shots, and it got blown up pretty quickly. But this is the most clear and most different. So what do you think? And what do you think seeing it in action? And did you instantly think, "Damn, it's not a Connie"?
First shot where you see Kirk in the chair, and it's like the Farragut, and you see the displays behind him. It's like, oh no, what? Anyway.
But Stuart, we were complaining that last week the ship was a Connie, but shouldn't have been a Connie, but was a Connie. That's a bit hypocritical, Stuart, isn't it?
Yeah, the Sombra class. It's a different class of ship, therefore it looks different. But they use Constitution parts, sure. This would have been great last week as the Sombra class. I would have been like, yes, awesome. And then just use the Constitution class for the Farragut for this episode. Would have been, I don't know, perfect. Anyway, here we are. Seeing the ship in some detail, it's not a bad design. The only real issue I have with it is those curved pylons. I just wish they were straight. But what did you think when you first saw it, and were you disappointed as well?
No, I like it overall. I mean, I'm a fan of how do you alternate the Connie design into a kit bash. This is the first time we've seen a two nacelle. We saw a very quick one nacelle, 5-person ship, whatever it was, with the scales broken entirely with scaling. This is obviously a real ship. The curved pylon is odd to me for sure. At least it's not got cutouts. Knowing the ear of the ship is confusing as hell because those with cutouts are already an older style because the Connie's an older than the normal Connie. So this is obviously older because it's an older ship that wouldn't get an update as who the hell knows, right? So it's hard. It kind of breaks the evolutionary path, and the nacelles are certainly different as well. The only thing obviously is the thing that stands out for me is that they did include a dish again, a deflected dish. And it feels like an appropriately chunky boy TOS love fest. It's a sticking outy thing in basic terms, nothing fancy, but we're still gonna glow. I like the rudimentary nature, yet the NX referentialness of it. So I actually really dig the ness there. Much more nice than just a little spire, little thing out of the lower sensor dome. Has always been a super unelegant way of doing it. This I think looks quite. I mean, it's too small probably. I would make it bigger, but I like the design there.
No, that's the first thing I was going to talk about because I'm glad they did that because it does harken back to like the Saladin class and stuff where they have the, just the dish on the bottom, but this was done in a very nice way, as you said. So, really, really appreciate that. The fact that they even thought about doing that amazes me. So, yay, somebody at least knows what's going on.
This works. This is a good kit bash, etc. It's not as literal. Like those nacelles aren't the same as the Connie. Those to me feel super NXy. Just the way they're framed, they're more robust feeling. They're less bitty. Those to me feel like a really nice, very generic in a sense as well because they're just nacelles, but they feel like a hybrid of all the NX original Connie, Strange World Connie, and give it a oomph vibe. There's a very production feeling nacelles, But the next view is the first collage. We have several displays which show somewhat out of focus, but that's the best we can do. A front, a top, a side, plus where exactly the nacelles are placed via another top, another side, and a top. So a lot to decide for here, Stuart.
First of all, I love seeing that side view on the bottom left there. That looks really great. But instantly I'm like, holy shit, this is a small ship. Very small ship. Look at the size of that bridge. One deck on the rim of the saucer by the looks of things.
Yeah.
This
wow.
Looks like it might have 5 or 6 decks total in the saucer. So not a large crew, not a very robust ship as far as crew goes. I can't imagine.
I mean, yeah, Kirk taking command of this, it ain't a big assignment. Whatever he did to not get the Enterprise, this is got to be, lower than light cruiser. I mean, this honestly is scout ship vibes to me. So
yeah, absolutely.
with Warp 9, which is very impressive, so a fast scout ship. Whatever the difference of Pike not letting the center chair lie, boy, Kirk got a short end of the stick, and it did get destroyed very instantly. I mean, the thing didn't. He put up no fight at all. Although ballsy of Kirk's trying to fight, given he has clearly no fight in him.
Well, that shows about just Kirk's tenacity.
Sure.
So, I gotta say, the front view on the rear display there, it looks amazing. I do like the curved look there. It looks kind of interesting, but it kind of falls apart from every other way you look at it, unfortunately. Especially the top. Like, they're very close together in nacelles. Wish they were spaced a bit different. They've just been straight struts, kind of out like some of the
Ptolemy and stuff.
Yeah, facet designs are more Miranda-like. Would have been cool as well.
The thing about that, though, is that if it had done Miranda-style nacelles, it would just have been a Miranda without this and this.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes it its own thing, so I appreciate that. You really can't tell from the side view they're curved.
No, you can't.
Completely hidden. The front view, yeah, kind of works. But something about, there's disconnect in the side view, and but then the top view, which from the render, it's so weird to see the nacelles so close together. It does give it a unique feel. There are other ships that have a similar thing. Although, boy, that top of the saucer in bright light is so gross looking, texture-wise. It looks like gravel.
Did they forget the registry? Like, seriously.
Yes, they did.
They do have the registry right on the tactical display.
Wow,
NCC
they did.
1647. But yeah, no. Oops.
So, you can't tell me that's canon now. You know what I mean? They make mistakes. They do silly things. The Farragut does not have a name or registry. They're not an unknown ship. Wow, that's embarrassing. My goodness, that's really sad. But they remembered to make it a bridge window rather than a bridge not window like the Stranger Worlds Connie, which is not translucent. Gosh, they always take step forwards and step backs, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
It's not Voyager, it's not Enterprise. The teams, they really care. They really put all their best foot forward. They really just can't on the show. My goodness, the space stuff, the Trek stuff, not just the effects work. Great gases, great planets, but like the hardcore Trek minutia. Because like I said, that texturing's horrible. Just like a gravel floor. Like you can even see like the texturing, like you can see the bump map on the like that's how poor it is. I know you're not meant to like the ships. They obviously like them very dark, but once they're in full light, it just looks. They don't know when it is, Stuart. They have no idea. They didn't design it with thought in mind, as in like the when and where. It just kind of is.
Next shot, we got some more views of it. Kind of in destruction mode there.
Yep, we got it flying past, which is where the impulses are, because it's different. It's not just a Connie saucer, mostly. Kind of. And of course, the bottom view does kind of show it in a different light. I kind of want to see if there's any glowing grills on the bottom. But there aren't placements for that, so it is a more low-key nacelle.
Yeah, I mean the bottom view is not bad. I do like the looks of the bottom of the nacelles. I think they look cool. The nacelles in general just look good. Just those struts from certain angles just do not work for me.
Well, this is obviously prime for TOSing. You know, it kind of works, but it also lets it down so poorly, texturing and vibe-wise. If you TOSified this, even with the curved pylons, maybe make them a little bit thicker, I think might help, because they're very, very, you can see just barely on the bottom view, they're very razor thin, too thin for sure, to sort of fit in functional-wise. If you TOSified, I think this would look right, or even annexed it, you know, tweak a few things, but this would be a fun, a subtle new variant to include.
It'd be interesting to get dimensions on this thing for size, because it does not look big.
I don't think they'll match up anyway, because the other things don't match up either. But the next two is the bridge, and by bridge I mean redress. But, as pointed out to me by a fan, the one thing they did, as you can see on the bottom, they put the goosenecks back.
Yep.
And they're so subtle you can't even see them really, as in the show.
Well, it's so dark too. You brighten that for sure.
I did.
Yeah, the goosenecks there just look like gooseneck lights as opposed to actual monitors. Who knows? But at least they're there. I gotta say, I do appreciate that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it like I said, they don't have a single close up to focus on them. Someone had a bright idea, put them in. They said, "How can we? You got $45. How can we
go to IKEA?
Go to IKEA. How can we change it? Because it's the same thing. They just the L colors like different. They alternate what lights they have on and off. But that kind of makes me wish they were on the main Enterprise, because they blend in. You can imagine Spock just turning it and looking at a custom display inside the thing would be kind of they kind of blend in, you know.
Yeah, it would be cool to have them.
And I'm fine with this being a Connie bridge. Like, that's the classic trope. Don't do anything with it, but I'm fine with it being the same bridge. At least we didn't see like a bridge window view, and get a sense there might be some other stuff in the front that's different. To keep us looking at the captain's chair and. Because if you go to the next picture, that is sort of the proper color grade on the bottom with how it should pop. It's the same. Just because I don't think there's anything else different. Just the slight, what lights are on and off affects the vibe.
They actually didn't change it that much at all. Just like I said, the color of the displays and adding those goosenecks. Would have been cool to put a high back on the chair, maybe, like we saw in the Ultimate Computer.
Yeah,
but
or imagine adding a gooseneck to the chair.
Yes, they should have actually, because there was one on Jeffrey Hunter's.
That would have been a very more in your face reference. But then again, how old is the ship? We don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's to say? But end on the first shot, which looks great. It was nice to see. It's don't think about it too much, because I don't know if they did. But we actually got a new ship. It actually had its own neat vibe. And it's only limited by the show it's in. Like the NX-01 being so flat, it's limited by the show it's in. Okay, but no, it's good to see.
I just really wish it was the Sombra class. I gotta say, I'm very somber about it not being the Sombra class.
And how amazing would that have been if that was on a planet? Because you can imagine this landing, because it's not as heavy, it's not as big, and then them having to walk into it, and it's so small, it's one deck. The stress of it, the pressure of it, it's so small you can run from the entire thing to the entire thing. Yeah, it's.
And the Farragut could have been a Connie. I mean, that would have been perfectly acceptable in this situation. And then to have it be destroyed by the Romulans with a plasma torpedo, again, implies, oh my god, we're actually there's a risk here. So, yeah, anyway. Cool to see a good new design. I'm glad they actually did one. We need to see more of these in Season 2, though. We want to see, well, not this ship, but just more of the fleet, for sure. We've already got a single nacelled version. We got this one, which Miranda style, and then so they're getting there. But anyway, if you haven't checked out our videos on those other designs that we spoke about, by all means, subscribe to the channel. Go check out our backlog. Please like this video. Comment down below what you thought about this, the Farragut in this episode, and let us know your thoughts. You can also do that during lives as well, where we actually can talk with you in real time. So please join us for those if you can.
And if you can and are there and want super chat, please do. We encourage it, because that's how we fund this channel. Any amount from $1 to $100, which sometimes happens. Support if you can. You put your 2 cents in thematically and literally, so you can say whatever you think about what we talk about, or completely change the topic of conversation, because you have the power. We'll read them all out. We're very proud of that in the moment, then and there. And you can give us new heights of, oh, that's a good point. Oh, you mentioned, you noticed that, etc. Or monthly via Patreon, or join the channel on YouTube, or there are several other ways, but they are in the description down below. Go take a look, see if you can help, and thanks in advance.
So until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
This is Captain Foley.
See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye, buddy.